Hey y'all, Nova Jade Beauty here. To get started on this pre-poo, you'll be needing some fenugreek powder. Now before we continue, make sure y'all subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you do not miss any of my uploads coming all spring. I'm using 2 tablespoons of each herb. Fenugreek is going to provide us with amazing slip, as well as promoting hair growth and fighting dandruff. Next, aloe vera powder. Aloe vera repairs and conditions the hair strands. It is also packed full of vitamins and nutrients, such as vitamin A, C, and E. I'll also be adding some shikakai powder. This is going to help with lifting up dirt, debris, and buildup off the hair and the scalp. So this pre-poo is not only amazing for detangling because of the slip, but it's also great for giving your shampoo a head start in cleansing. I know y'all see me making a mess. All part of that DIY life. And for even more added slip, I'll be using some slippery elm bark. Slippery elm, as you can tell by the name, is going to give this crazy slip. This, in combination with the aloe vera and the fenugreek, is going to be top notch for detangling. Now I'm just going to mix up all the herbs and make sure they're all combined. Next, you want to add about 2 cups of boiling hot water. This is essentially making a tea out of your herbs, which will be the base of the pre-poo. Then mix everything up and make sure it's all incorporated. Once everything is all mixed up, you're going to cover it with the lid and set your tea aside to steep overnight. Here's the next day. You see everything has separated. The liquid is at the top and the herbs have settled to the bottom. This is perfectly normal. Just give it a quick mix. You'll see that the herbs have basically doubled in size and is now very slippery. That is key. That's what's going to give us the detangling power that we're looking for out of this pre-poo. Now, to make life a little bit easier for us, we're going to strain everything through a nut milk bag. You can also use a cheesecloth or a stocking cap. Straining the mixture beforehand drastically reduces the amount of herbs that can get stuck in our hair. Now for the fun part. Now warning, this can get very messy, but I enjoy it and it's worth it. You want to take your time and squeeze everything out to get all of that mucilage to provide the slip for our hair. All of this thick, sludgy stuff, it ain't pretty, but that's the stuff you want. This is what's left over in the nut milk bag. This is what can be very difficult to rinse out. It's not impossible, but it's best to just avoid it. Now for the rest of the ingredients. Some Jamaican black castor oil. I absolutely love Jamaican black castor oil for growth and moisture. Next, my best friend, honey. Honey draws in moisture from the air, so it's extremely moisturizing and smoothing. To thicken up the mixture and also provide even more slip, I'm going to be using a little bit of xanthan gum. I'm using 1 teaspoon mixed with a tablespoon of oil. I'm using my DIY hair growth oil in this recipe. If you missed that video, it will be linked in the cards above. Once the xanthan is mixed with the oil, then I'll add it to the Prepoo. Mixing the xanthan with oil first prevents any clumps and just makes our life a lot easier. Trust me, I know. Now we're going to mix it until the mixture starts to thicken up. Xanthan does take a little bit to get thick, but do not be alarmed and do not add more xanthan. Do not make that mistake because it will get super, super thick before your eyes. As you can see, the consistency has already totally changed. This is only a few minutes of mixing. I'm just going to whisk it just a little bit longer to get it the consistency that I want. If you do, however, desire a thicker Prepoo, make sure you're adding your xanthan little by little. And give the xanthan time to thicken up in between each time you're adding more. That way you don't end up with a big old goop ball, because that ain't cute. Now my favorite part, essential oils. First one I'm using is eucalyptus. This provides a tingling sensation and helps soothe the scalp. Unfortunately, I only had a small amount left, but I definitely would have added more. Now peppermint, one of my absolute favorites. This is going to stimulate hair growth and provide more of that tingle. I ran out of my peppermint in that last bottle, so I'm going to add some more. Or am I? There we go. Now just mix all that up. Look at this smooth, slippery, chocolatey looking Prepoo. I've used this Prepoo on the worst tangles and matting, and they did not stand a chance at all. They melted right away. My fingers just glided right through. And this Prepoo feels so good on a dry, itchy scalp. It's taking all of that away, as well as stimulating hair growth, and we all want that. You can do what I did and put this in an applicator bottle to make it a little bit easier to apply, but fair warning, this is going to take a minute because this stuff is thick. And any Prepoo that's left over can be refrigerated or frozen for future use. This is how the Prepoo applied to my hair after taking down 3-week-old plaits. My hair was so dry and tangled, but this Prepoo took care of all of that. Just look at that slip and curl definition. I'm here for it. And my hair maintained the moisture after clarifying, which I love. Y'all need to let this Prepoo change your natural hair life like it did mine. Thanks for watching, y'all. Any questions, comments, or suggestions, leave it down below. I always respond to everyone.